Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Baddy Valorant League Season 2 Draft Night.
Here, I am Kaiser, and joined with me are a plethora of hosts. And let's just jump right into it. We'll go down the list here. We've got Bark, Chris DPG, Disenchanted, Dreaded Canadian, Rakundo, 30 is joined with us somewhat, Tizzy, and then we've got Wasted Poet, who is a newcomer. Wasted Poet, why don't you start us off really quick? Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I've been a spectator of the Baddy League since the first Baddy Valorant League. It's just never really worked out with timing for him to be able to make it into play, and this is going to be my first one.
Awesome. How are my other co-casters feeling today? How are you guys? You guys excited for another baddie season?
No.
Maybe.
After that story, probably not.
Everyone's just mentally checked out now. I definitely can relate.
Yeah, sorry, I gotta make a meme real quick.
It's meme time.
We're definitely gonna finally be getting off into this draft soon. So, anybody got any predictions how they think this draft's gonna play out tonight?
Honestly, not really, just because I feel like there's a lot of players who are actually pretty high up there. So I feel like if anything, if possible, this might be the most balanced draft out of all the seasons.
Yeah,
No.
except for if multiple Immortals get on the same team. Can we not do that again this season, please?
Please
Can we stop
no.
that from happening, please?
Happen.
Save the
Last season was
silvers.
a nightmare.
I believe we have 5 immortals this time around, so we'll hopefully get about one per team. Obviously, one man's gonna be left out potentially, but as
Okay.
someone that was on the Senpai's co-highs last season, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really mind.
Oh, you were also a diamond though, so
The hand cam.
Plat 2, hey, I'm not
Okay.
I'm not near that good. I'm
I love.
Loggers 30 hand cam.
carried by Wacky and
Hand
Nick all season long.
cam.
Can we just point out how silly and dumb it is to have a hand cam
No, it's
It is not
It's
dumb.
required.
for a
This is
draft?
great.
For a draft?
Necessary.
hands when only hands.
I love 30 in so many ways.
I gotta put it real
Windshield
quick.
There
we
Real
go.
quick. On the
meme
topic
is
of
up.
Cam, is it possible for next season for 30 to read fan fiction with a face cam on? Can we get that to happen? I want to see this man's face.
Your donation, goal. Make sure we get enough of those Twitch Prime
Exactly.
subscriptions.
Yeah, I'll sub.
You know,
I'm subbing right now for it. I'm subbing right now.
Oh, did we already start?
So I've heard that when you stare
Trollatory.
to the void
Oh,
stares back,
wait.
and I think 30's face during those fanfics is the void.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to start here soon. I think everyone's ready on the side of our drafters down there.
And once again, because I'm a silly motherfucker, I will do the fun facts for each person being picked in the draft. So,
well, we've got to obviously keep the memes out, but we've got Blabooer on the clock, finally here. So we're finally kicking off this season 2 Valorant draft, and we'll have to see where this goes. But there's a lot of strategies you can go, and you can try to get some of the high people first, try to weed out your competition to get spend their money. What would you guys be doing personally here?
Personally,
Go for it.
personally, all right. I would personally just make sure I have a good lead for the team just to start off. Whether it be spending a good bit of your money first or wearing down the other team's money, I think a good lead for your team is really what's going to make or break your whole team.
Well, we're definitely going to start with someone who is that good lead. We've got Wacky starting off at $6 on the bid, and this is going to definitely be a bidding war right off the gate on this one, I imagine.
I think even if people aren't looking to buy Wacky or get him on their team, they are looking to hike that price up, especially if he is the first pick of the entire draft.
Yeah.
So do you guys think there's a chance then that this becomes one of those stereotypical little overpay and try to weed some money out then?
They better pay at least $12.50 for my man. All right.
Yeah, double digits are a requirement.
Because we've got some of our higher level people this season some of them are unknowns. So I think a little bit of that is going to play a part in this. Some of the drafters like to draft people they actually know. So we'll see.
Team comp is very important.
Mm.
Getting along with each other is very important.
Aaron going straight to $8.
$8. Oh wow.
Big
The
spenders.
formalities.
Yeah, I mean, he did play really well last season. So he's only gotten better.
I can definitely say as someone who was on his team, he's also just a pleasure to be on a team with. He's very fun, very high energy and like in a good way and helping you out and everything. So it was great to have him on a team. So anybody that gets him up as their their main guy, definitely is going to be off to a good start.
Well, I want to step in here. Can we talk about his agent chart? I mean, an immortal Sova main? Like, how is this guy not going for $14? Sova. He doesn't play Reyna or Raze. He plays Sova.
Yeah,
as
that's
his
like the
main.
best character.
That's the best character if you're an immortal. Like,
I
Could
think
be
it's like the best character. Period. Maybe.
could be a Sova King.
Oh,
it's
those
Sova
are
King.
they're dead. They're dead. Let it stay in the past.
Season
No
1
more.
meme.
No more season 1. What's the
Oh,
fun fact or the wacky fact on
he didn't
wacky?
even write a comment. What the?
So
Boring.
fun thing about Wacky is that he actually lives in the Shacky and he could not find a lot of tobacco. But
Ah,
then he found that lucky Saki.
Ooh.
Hmm. Wacky also does not backy, so I've been told.
Oh, looks like we were just got another. I was about to just start saying we got the countdown coming, but Heron comes in and bumps it up once again. Looks like the bidding's tapered off just a little bit here. Have to see if this is gonna be Wacky to Heron.
another Heron wacky.
I don't know. Heron's.
There it is.
Wow, 950. So went a little less than your what you said was needed for your boy, but how you guys feeling? At that 950 price tag.
Yeah, it looks
Maybe
like
on that
Heron
team.
won the draft again.
Yeah,
Back it up.
we're on that team
That's
right
a
now.
good price, yeah.
It's kind of nuts.
He still got 1050.
Some
Yeah,
money to play with.
big spender. Gonna see if he can pull off that draft from last season once again. Wasted Poet, we haven't heard from you in a little bit. How you feeling, having this high level Sova main, in your game? Is that someone you'd probably want as a teammate, but how you feeling, so far?
Well, absolutely want him as a teammate. All that intel and all that power that comes with Sova is definitely going to be a big asset. But when it comes to going off against him, I do not want to see Wacky's name show up on that scoreboard.
Definitely a fierce competition. I think the rest of the league now at this point just wants to make sure we don't see Senpai go on Heron's board here, but
Not again.
No more
We're been
season
around
1.
too.
Swear, if Heron ends up with Senpai again, there will be an actual riot, and I will lead it.
With the Odin.
Odin's 5 Odins through B main.
He'll have to walk through 1,500 bullets to go anywhere.
Or at least ban Reyna.
There we go. No,
God, I'm all for banning Reyna.
That was fucking dumb.
I'm all for agent bans, but we have to wait until never because they'll never actually implement it
That's
in
true.
the pro scene.
That's true.
yeah, you got to remember this isn't Siege.
Ooh,
Oh,
30.
Heron's pick now. See if he can use that
Oof.
momentum.
30 for 6.
Oh,
30's already
I-
up. Wow.
I have to imagine this is a attempt at getting someone to spend a lot of money on 30 here.
yep.
Yeah, 30 is
Eh.
another one of those team leaders
For
who
sure.
he'll-
Being on his team last season was a delight, as always. It was friendship, rainbows, teamwork, friendship, the whole season, and it was wonderful.
It's a
Well, I
lot
do
of
hope you
fucking
sign up for
friendship.
some double friendship.
Yeah, that's,
It's a lot
maybe
of
it's season
friendship.
2. It can be triple friendship.
when you're bidding for 30, you're bidding more for just his frag ability. You're bidding for friendship.
Hey,
What
but,
is it?
$7
if-
is worth.
Friendship, Rainbows, God,
if
and
watching
anime.
I was gonna say if watching all that stuff as a kid has taught me anything, friendship's so powerful though.
He was
Yeah.
also voted best commissioner of season 1.
Don't you fucking say that.
And Best Daddy.
Was he voted best daddy?
He was
Let's
voted
pull up
best
the
daddy.
awards here.
Best Daddy.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm a little sad that you said that because my fun fact for 30, I had to dig really deep for this one. It's pretty far in there. Voted best commissioner in season 1.
Yeah.
Ooh, looks like we might be getting the end of
It's a
30
real
here.
fun fact.
Going to Blabur potentially for the $7 mark.
That's a
At
pretty
that
good price for
$7
30.
mark, that
Aaron,
would
Aaron's
be a
typing.
steal.
Aaron's typing. Oh, too late.
Oh, nothing.
Couldn't make the cut.
Yeah,
Oh,
that seemed like a
Heron's-
pretty good
Heron-
price. How you guys feeling about that pickup from Blabur?
That's
That's
a
a
good.
good price.
Yeah, $7 I think is more than fair. Like maybe
For
even
sure.
underselling a little bit on 30 there. So that's
Mhm.
a steal. But then
Yeah.
again, I think since season 1, people are kind of looking at a lot of other people that went for very cheap, and are kind of saving their money or spending a little bit less overall on some people.
Yeah.
'Cause even Wacky went for even less than what he went for last season, and he was on the winning team.
Well, I think the idea of having a lot of people who are pretty high rank just makes it so they can't spend that much because they need to buy other people too.
A little disappointed that they're not even really trying to hike up the price on each other, though. Not that much.
Would
I
like to
was
see some bidding
expecting-
wars.
Yeah, I was expecting a lot more competition. Definitely for Wacky and 30 at the very least.
0 for Crystal Eye starting off the bat.
Oh, the bird.
The $0 start, I feel like is an underutilized tool. Personally, I feel like just allowing yourself to like let other people kind of see where they stand. I feel like that can be pretty powerful.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
should start $0 off for Senpai and Blam and see how that ends up. Just as a fun experiment, you know.
No, it's a little different than Crystallize in all fairness, but
But we do have 25 cents from Mighty Wolf going out for him, and then Crystallize himself had said that anything over 25 cents is trolling. So, we got any trolls?
Yeah, we'll see.
There's a troll.
Ooh,
Oh,
Troll maybe?
that going up to the 0.5 on it.
Okay. We
Didn't
got at
even
least
match.
one troll.
He could have matched and he decided to go to Eggmore.
Wait.
Oh God, no!
There it is.
We do a little trolling.
Oh no!
Yeah. Hike up those
Oh, the
reactions.
league has spoken on that one.
Troll pick.
Bro, a little fun fact about Crystallize. He plays every single Pokemon game and only gets rock Pokemon. Fucking weird.
That's
Wait,
pretty
but-
sick.
How do you start the game with the rock Pokemon?
Cheats.
So next person.
Just kind of hoping to get my mind blown, but
Okay.
all right, we got it. Some different strategies clearly coming out from these draft owners here so far, though. I do really like to see the shift in strategies as we move along as well, and I kind of hoped we see it a lot, more moving forward. But we do have the Mighty Wolf on the clock here, and I know that he has in other leagues long talked about the drafting process, so I feel like he's someone that probably came in pretty prepared for this. So we'll have to see what he puts out there, and you don't see a price, but it must be for 0 then. For just Dan.
Yeah.
So here's gonna come the competition. Is Blab going to try to grab Just Dan and bring the dynamic duo together? And here it is, 25 cents.
Tell us a little more about this dynamic duo.
Oh yes, so way back, 30 and Dan have always been the couple. In every single league game, in every single game they played together, they were the two that always wanted to be together. And I think we're trying to see that come together, at least on Blab's side.
Well, to be honest, so a little fun thing is that for the fun fact, 30 and Just Dan are swarm brothers like Link and Darunia.
There you go.
Okay.
Ooh, and Tizzy, yeah, just even being directly called out by Blabur there, analysis spot on. The Mighty Wolf being called a home wrecker.
I mean,
Call
he
like I
has
see.
the power.
Yeah,
to raise
Blabur,
the
if you
price.
yeah, just gotta go up higher if you want the Mighty Wolf to not be a home wrecker.
And at
Does
this
not
point,
seem like he'll get there though.
you
It's
can
not
definitely
looking
afford to
like
spend
it.
the extra money to get it if he really wants to be part of the
The
duo.
It's coming. Oh, but
Mustang
nothing.
30.
Oh, it was too late.
Oh,
Oh no,
flap!
he came
No.
in too late.
Oh,
Oof.
Blab.
Tragic.
You hate to see it, but it's
Blame
gonna
another
happen.
lag.
Spent too long deliberating, and now we
Is
see
this
the brothers
the
split up.
potential new marriage bowl of season 2?
Marriage
Just
Bowl
Dan versus
2.0.
30. Let's find out.
Well, at least get those out of the way early. And make sure we're not making those mistakes later on when the money's higher and everything. So we'll just have to take that as a lesson as we move on. Going forward here. But where's
Yeah.
you got our fun fact on Just Dan here?
Oh, I already did. It was that him and 30 are sworn brothers, like Link and Darunia.
Oh, my apologies. I actually my headset disconnected for a sec there, and I feel sad because I missed the best moment.
Yeah.
And now my wing is on the clock. I'm kind of sad my wing isn't a player this time because it was always fun to say my wing has been taken out or my wing took out someone whenever you were casting. But oh well.
My wing with
Oh.
one. My wing with two. Last
Wow.
year to the third.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go for my
Alright,
wing.
Disenchanted. Let me turn it to you, Disenchanted. You were a teammate of Blam's last season. How are you feeling about this money going here right now?
I mean, he's a great player. Like he's worth a lot of money. I definitely would not have started. I mean, I wouldn't start anyone at $8. It's kind of weird, but
I mean, that could easily be a my wing trying to get someone else to get him and force the issue to be like, hey, you're gonna pay more than Wacky for this player if you want him, or at Wacky's level roughly.
somehow voted or like second place for Bust, but then also MVP, right? Or third place, or I don't know.
He was
That's
in the
how
running
bad
for both.
too.
Yeah.
Ooh, Heron's going for Wacky Blam. Like that's a 2-person combo. It's gonna be pretty tough to deal with if Heron does it.
There's no way they allow Heron to have both of them, right? I think Heron's trying to jack this up over $10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
If
think
he does, that
anybody
is-
should be looking to.
If Heron buys for $10 or more, he can't buy for more than 10.50. But if he buys for 10, he has what 50 cents to draft the rest of his team.
Is that really a bad situation though, considering that we have a
Mm.
lot of unknowns that could potentially go for 50 cents or less?
Yeah, we did see quite a few zeros last year as well, even.
Yeah.
I think the Mighty Wolf was another one of those very good budget players. We had and Micro is I don't think you can afford Micro on a Heron budget if he buys Blam, but he was also one of those that was very good for the amount of
Looks
money
like
we
this
got.
might be going over to
Yeah.
Thrifty. Wasted Poet, how are you feeling? If you've got your top frag or and your best player in your team is your raised player. How are you feeling about that?
I feel like that works pretty well for having your top fragger as a duelist. It definitely fills the spot it's supposed to. But just looking at the price that this is going for, this is definitely going to be a game changer as far as the way the rest of this draft goes for whoever gets him.
However,
I'm actually a little surprised that he's going for this low, but it's possible that we're some of the drafters are looking at Senpai or some of the other unknowns that are in the Immortal arena and feeling like they might be worth more than that. So I'm interested to see where that goes.
Well, with
so
him going for less than that amount he
Oof.
went last year, definitely does look like they are playing the long game and being able to vote or bid in on every
Ooh.
single player this time.
Yeah, my wing does not want to
Well, the
lose this.
tiebreaker.
that's
he's
going up to
matching.
11 too. And
That or
last
he's
champions-
pulling some money out of Zed for him.
My
But
Wang
also-
really wants Blam.
I think it's important to note in that comment right there, he will not be present for week 2. So you are not paying to have Blam the entire time.
That's very
It's
true.
true.
That's correct.
I mean, if you've got that early season miss, I feel like that's a lot better than later in the season at the very least. Teams are still kind of coming together. You're still forming your strategy so that you do miss out on that, which is really bad. But when the games start to matter a lot more, as long as you've got him there for that, I don't think that would be an issue for most people drafting. In all honesty,
Yeah.
just because of how good he actually is.
That being very true, he also just spent $11 on him, only leaving $9 for the rest of his team, which could be a detriment if he wants to get another high player.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair enough deal. He can still play around with money to get like a higher player to support Blam.
Right.
I don't think he overpaid at all. So
I think 11 is pretty fair for Blam.
For sure.
It just makes me wonder how much is Senpai going to go for, who was voted almost unanimously, I think, as MVP. But that just could have been because his team won.
Well,
Yeah.
he was top rated. He was the highest rated player in the league. Only player to
But-
top 200 kills in the league.
But I
So-
think he also played a lot more games than Blam because Blam didn't go into playoffs. I
yeah,
think he had 3 more games or something like that
You're right.
in terms of stats.
Often up for bid.
Yeah. So a real quick fun fact about Blam is that he actually sent me his rig and like how he plays because he fucking shoots really well. He uses a foot and a shoulder. The shoulder shoots.
What?
Huh.
I want to see that set up someday as we get into this draft here for Muffin that we talked about. Who's got some experience on Muffin here? Talking about him, I haven't played too much with Muffin myself.
I've been playing with him more recently. He's definitely rusty, so we're working the rust off from last season. But he has a CS:GO background. He's definitely got the team spirit behind him. He's not a bad player. I think he's a great, solid, mid to low range pick. He's a decent fragger. So I don't think it's a bad pick.
If
Personally,
Muffin
I-
goes for
It's
free too,
free though, yeah.
Free though? I don't know what free.
there's
Yeah,
no
it's-
way. There's no way
I
Muffin's
will-
going for
I mean,
free here.
I will say with his agent selection, free is might be kind of fair. A bronze 2 DPS player like duelist.
But if you've got a peak gold 2, I have to imagine him coming back and getting that bronze 2 is literally just him
Wow.
coming back playing as the ranked games and just being like, all right, here's my rank. So like
Yeah.
that seems like it potentially, at the very least, has the potential to be a very big underpay.
But you only needed one game this season to rank to place for this season. So he must
Not
have
if
been
you haven't
at-
played last season.
or-
If you haven't played since season 1 of Baddy Valorant, which is a situation like myself and Disenchanted were in, we had to play the full 5 games.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
so he's taken a couple episodes off, so it's not surprising. And I think, looking at the list of players and where their ranks lie, we're seeing some of that consistently with some players who have come back more recently to join
Senpai.
the
And we see
BBL
Senpai on the clock.
and seeing their ranks dip. But now we've got Senpai coming in.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this money's
Immediately from
already
6
flying.
to 8.
Oh,
There's
this
no
is.
way.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness, Heron trying. But
Aaron thinking he can play.
The dream. I don't think the dream is alive here, Heron. There's no way that this happens again.
No, and Wang is already out of the bidding for this one. So it looks like he is definitely going to go to a team that will utilize him very well.
is Heron gonna
Yeah,
put up the 1050? I just want to see it.
I think Heron puts up the 1050 and then just
Yep.
to
Yep.
make sure that no one gets away with murder.
Yeah.
Yeah,
paying
there
less
we
than
go.
10 for him.
If it happens to get away, I would probably just quit the draft and just leave and not play.
You're like, well, we're out of here. Time
We
to
just
go
award
play
him with the
anything
W.
else.
We just say you won already. Here you go. Here's the trophy.
Pretty much.
Season's over. No need to waste our time playing the rest of the season, guys. Let's just take it.
Well, I mean, okay, let's think about this. All right, if he spent all of his money on Wacky and Senpai, right? Which I think he did last season, almost with like 50 cents to spare between
I
buying
think
both
he
of them.
spent $3 on me last season. I
Did
want
he?
to say.
Okay, so
It was 50 cents.
Was it 50? Was it really that low? Well, no. Were you Disenchanted? Were you the $3 one?
That was
my-
$2.
My brain's all
mm,
pudding.
no way they let this go. Come on.
Yeah,
whatever.
this I don't want this reality.
Ugh. Two
Can we
seasons in
can
a
we
row
split
with
that off into a different one?
no way.
No, someone
Come on,
has to get the vote in.
25 cents more.
Wacky.
Please, no.
Dude, Heron's gonna have wacky twice.
This
Heron's
can't.
literally about to have 2 wackies.
Listen,
That's wacky two back.
3 of them have the money for this. Come on, somebody.
Yeah, Disenchanted, nice call as well. Yeah, they spent last season. He spent
Mighty Wolf
$10 on
coming in.
Wacky
Oh my
and
god.
only $8.50 on Senpai, and then
Does that-
75.
does that do it?
cents on
Does that
me,
do it?
But
Zed, come
Oh
on.
my lord.
Oh,
Okay.
Guys, I need a
you gotta
minute.
be joking.
Okay.
How?
Pain.
So, a fun fact: senpai's favorite kind of pie is cream pie.
It's not fun.
Pretty good
I
kind of
hate
Nothing
pie.
beer.
about this is fun.
Yeah,
Can we talk about the fact that Thrifty has $20 and he just let him go? 25 cents more.
He's trying to be thrifty, man. He's getting budget picks.
Heron better get the bottom rated players of this league, I swear.
I'm pouring myself another drink.
that's a very
Okay,
good call.
this is not the timeline we expected.
2 seasons in a row, but
What,
Someone text
even
the
crazier,
microwave.
because like last season at the very least, yeah, Disenchanted, you were right on the money when you said that. He had $1.25, or $1.50, excuse me, left after buying both Wacky and Senpai. And 25 cents remaining even after the draft. So maybe he'll get those 2 budget picks. He got Mad Max and Cuban P last year for 0 and still won the league. So hopefully other teams though can make some big adjustments and try to make sure they're getting the good players out early and not letting him get anything for free.
yeah, Heron pretty much is out of this draft. Actually, he is just given whatever he's
Yep.
given. He is
The
now
thing
a
is though,
beggar.
I'm just scared if people are not paying attention and closely to that, like they could just kind of let him sneak away with one somewhere,
Well,
depending on where people go.
all they have to do is pay 25 cents for anyone, and Heron can't have them.
They could lock
25
him down with 35, 36, and 37, respectively, being Bronze 3, Bronze 2, and Bronze 1. They could lock him down with some of the lowest rated players in the league.
Yeah, if other
If
teams draft well, that's the thing. Like, it's all about the strategy. Because if Heron's, probably going to want to try to get people to spend their money now, obviously, when his turn to pick the person at least and everything like that. So I'm just a big fan of all these draft theories and things that can kind of come out of it.
Yes, and throwing away all his money does mean that he really can't influence this draft at all, the rest of it.
Another strategy
Does he need to?
is to kind of
He doesn't
force
do.
him to grab players that don't complement each other in terms of roles. Also,
Yeah, that. I mean, if the team owners really want to get that 5 head,
I'm
then
all
I'll give
for
it
it.
to him. But I don't. I mean, this is Baddy League. I don't. We've never seen a good draft in the history of the entire league. And
I like to think the
I
Overwatch
don't-
League, there's a really good draft.
all right, I didn't watch any of those, so just ignore me there. But I just kind of assumed,
wait, okay, so can we talk about Smetty? I feel like we've gotten too
I've gone a
focused.
little off track there, but yeah, he's already up to 250 here, onto for Thrifty here. We'll have to see if that one goes through. We do have that Plat 1, peak rank player, currently Silver 1. So again, kind of one of those situations, probably a little rusty, but wasted. How, especially hearing from you, how are you feeling? If you've got this kind of this rust, I'm sure you've experienced that situation. If you're a draft owner, how do you evaluate someone that's kind of coming back with that rust?
Well, coming back with that rust, you really just got to look at what their peak rank was and really just use that as not necessarily a template, but as a starting point. Seeing as a lot of the players who are in this league are actually quite rusty, myself included, it's going to be an issue more of training them up, actually getting scrims and practices in, and seeing where they stand. As far as drafting them, well, you really just got to hope you pick right.
Well, here's a fun fact about Sova Kings. We scrimmed 1 time the entire
Oof.
season last season.
Yeah, and y'all did great, and it was horrible because I heard about it all the time.
The only time that we scrimmed is when we scrimmed my friends who put together a random team. Unless we scrimmed some other team. And they destroyed us, like
Yeah,
13-3 or something.
But
Yeah.
fuck. We were
Goodness.
tilted after that. I was tilted. Right, so
Ooh, Zed's on the clock putting up respect here.
yeah, little quick fun fact, Smetty, is that instead of using hand warmers, he actually uses tube socks.
Oh.
amazing. Does he cut the
So-
fingers out? Does he cut the
Ooh,
fingers?
respect's going up here fast.
But yeah, Respect is an Immortal Peak player who has dropped down to Gold 3, but to be fair, if he's just policing recently, his rank is probably deflated quite a bit from what it should be.
Absolutely.
And with his characters, his agent role, I mean, you've got Cypher, Sage, Omen, Brimstone, so you've got a backup smoke player and then double Sentinel player, right? He can play a Sentinel for your team. An Immortal Sentinel, that's worth quite a bit.
It's pretty
Yeah,
good.
a good Cypher like that can lock down
Mhm.
a site by himself.
The bidding has slowed down pretty dramatically here, though, after that pretty hot start. We'll have to see if he gets an immortal player for less than $5 here. That's probably would be a steal then, would you guys say?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I
Say for sure.
think people are looking at this gold 3, but like, I mean, you don't know all the details. Maybe he just doesn't play Valorant a lot. Who knows?
Well, I know after the first BVL season, he got really heavily into Tarkov and,
Yeah, that's
has
a good
a
game.
girl and, life just kind of gets in the way. But, that doesn't necessarily mean that your skills, degenerate. They come back. I think we
Once
see a
again,
lot of that with the League of Legends tournaments as well, is that the muscle memory is still there. They're still great, but Riot's matchmaking sucks.
Yeah, and we can say that the BVL itself kind of encourages people to play more than they were in the off season.
You should also focus on his hero picks, compared to like a lot of the higher ranking have a lot of duelists up there, but he doesn't. So like he's good at other shit.
seems like on the draft note, it seems like Zed refuses to match people when he has the ability to. I'm not sure if that's an
Just thumbs
intentional
up.
strategy at this point, but we kind of made a point of it earlier, and it seems like he's just been really consistent in that. So maybe at this point it's just a strategy. He wants more money to be spent by other people.
He might
Yeah, I
have,
suppose.
or he might have muted us and just doesn't know.
He could just not be watching the
Could
stream.
be.
Well, no, it does
But
appear that he knows.
Zed is also
There it is.
a
Oh, there's the
veteran.
match. No, he's listening. He's listening.
I
He
guess
is
he hasn't muted.
he is a veteran team drafter, so probably
Yeah,
knows
I'm
more than
sure
I
that he
do.
knows
I've
that.
never drafted before.
He's been around the block a couple times. We can say that.
Mhm.
Just forgets
This
all
is
the rules.
this is a
Could
long
be
bid.
anything. He could be just trying to discourage other people by showing that he's willing to put up money. Who knows?
Well, and one thing that's interesting to look at too is, some of these team drafters, they draft more off of team synergy and how the teams work together and value that more over skill. So I'm wondering, if Zed or Thrifty or Blab, some of these people who have been around for a while, if they're focusing more on that or if they're looking at, more of the higher skilled people. But certainly 625 for a squack, that's a solid bargain.
That is a steal.
Yeah.
He's one of the
Yeah.
only two remaining immortals.
That's a
Now
good.
there's only one.
That's a good deal.
That is a wonderful price to go for respect. His gunplay is very good, and with those agents that he chooses, it gives him a good, different choice of ability as far as not necessarily being required to frag out and doing it anyway.
Interesting note
And if
here. Wolf has the most money remaining and is on the clock. So can either force other people with a little bit of money remaining to spend some of theirs, or just
Ooh, he's gonna
bully his
put
way
you
into
on the
getting.
clock there, Chris.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
Chris on the chopping block.
before we
Oh,
get to
my.
Chris, though, respect. Little fun fact about him is that he only wore a onesie once in his life, and it was when he was Thailand riding an elephant.
that's pretty
But
sick.
you can see that big jump there. The money will 125 immediately. Thrifty thrown into
Wow.
550 for Chris DPG here.
This is already more than what I went for last season. No.
I-
Listen,
I-
did y'all not read my haiku?
Haiku is backfiring, Chris.
Yeah. Fun fact about Chris, might as well just do it right now. His haiku is Chris likes to throw games. He is not good at Sova. Please don't pay a lot. Also, he was once a leader of a cult. Anyway, so
When are we gonna get another missed arrow montage?
A missed arrow montage?
Oh, why
Are
you
you
gotta
talking
flame?
about?
did you do that? That was fucking hilarious. Or I guess you put
Yeah,
a couple clips over. Those are fucking funny. I'm sorry. No flame. Those are fucking hilarious.
that was on my personal. Oh man.
Wow, we're seeing him go up to 750. We're seeing
Jeez.
already is Chris DPG higher than Respect, the Immortal player. So let's see if this one pans out. But Chris DPG, how are you feeling right now about yourself going for higher than you said you wanted to go for?
On one hand, I feel good about it. On the other, I kind of want my team to have more money to spend on other people, But I don't know if depends on what team I go, because right now the Mighty Wolves team is an open book. Could be anyone on that team. On the other hand, Zed just kind of got respect for a steal and crystallized for 50 cents, which I think is a pretty good bargain as well. So
Ooh,
Ooh, last
Ooh, the
second.
sliding. Ooh,
ooh,
still going.
still didn't match.
Wow, coming.
Oh
Zed
my.
coming in with the 8.
2 seconds to spare, and we get 2 immediate more bids. Pretty impressive to see the $8 coming out, but from what I've heard, Chris, seems like everyone's always enjoyed having you on the team and everything. So I don't know if anyone can speak to the outside there on that part, because I've obviously haven't been on a team with you, but people seem to think you're worth the money for sure.
The interesting thing is, like, Chris had a lot of amazing clips with Sova, but if you look at his hero pick, not playing Sova.
Intentional.
Hey.
And it goes for 8, and once again, he doesn't match and still gets the person though. A little interesting to see if that 25 cents is going to come back and
Well,
matter at any point. But
no, Zed couldn't match there. He did not put me up. It was the Mighty Wolf who put me up.
yeah, you're right. Good call. I apologize. I've seen so many bids from him. I just kind of jumped to it in my head.
I gotta mention here. I'm not a fan of Wolf. He's still sitting at basically full money, and he's been passing up his turns to put people on the block. He's gotten no one, and if he doesn't move quickly, he's gonna run out of players to take. I mean, high level players aren't super common in this league.
That's fair, but at the
Underdog
same side,
team.
he has gotten quite a bit of money out from other players on his time every time he's gone around, and it wouldn't surprise me if his entire strategy going into this is to try to just burn people's money and get his guys at the end.
To be fair, let's look at a few of the top players, Jamie B and Cookies. Both of them are referrals by Blam, sorry. So that might hold a little more weight if
Yeah, those players
if he
should be
kept
Well,
pretty
Madrid.
the Mighty Wolf just called us out and said he doesn't need anything else though. So
good. Just Dan.
Just Monica.
you see my wing here on the clock going forward. Well, let's see what he's got left to pick here. He's got $9 left. He did after spending that $11 on Blam, his last pickup. But
Here comes the
ooh,
cookies.
We're going for cookies.
Okay.
pretty hard to turn down a good cookie. That is a pretty nice starting bid for that too, though. We'll see if this one keeps climbing. Like it seems people are very interested.
Very quickly, up to 4.
Definitely considering that he is a diamond player, I do see this one climbing a good bit.
Now, Wasted, we talked last time about, like the difference in the rank and the rust. Do you feel differently when you see a player that's pretty close to their peak rank then? Do you feel more confident in it? Does that change how you view the draft at all?
I feel more that just that player is a lot more up to date on their games as far as continuously playing the game, continuously improving, not having any rust to knock off. It is definitely a bonus over those who do have rust to knock off. But I really think it comes down to more of what type of person it comes to as a player and just what type of person they are in general, as far as, personality, how well they meld with the team. But you can't deny skill where there is skill.
A lot of
Fair enough.
6s.
Yeah, it is.
Well, the other interesting thing that I'm noticing is that he's got, 4 very different agents that he's picked as his top 4, which puts him in a possibility for a wide variety of roles. So it'll be interesting to see where he kind of ends up in his team's hierarchy.
Does anyone know what he, if that Omen is like I mostly play Omen, or is it just actually more spread out? Does anyone know that?
That'd be
Reason
something
I
to
ask.
Blam.
Yeah, the reason I ask is because I'm always really excited to have a good Omen on my team. having,
That's true.
having someone that's actually gonna flash for you when you're going in and everything, and then with the Sova and everything, like I'm just all for that. So seeing a high ranked Omen player for me personally, I'd be all over it if I was
Well,
a team owner.
also, adding to what Tizzy said, if you have someone who is having to fill all these different roles, he's a filler, he fills. So that's always really good to have on a team when it's a draft like this.
Especially when
Absolutely.
some for Wang, or if Wolf is fighting for them as well, they have a lot of slots on their team open, right? And so having a fill player, you can really work around them. And it might just be the case where Cookies picked Omen, Reina, Breach, Killjoy just to have one from each role, but in reality he plays a lot more than that.
Oh,
But I
My
think
Wing
there's a lot
really
of players.
wants Cookies here. He's matching every single bid that's coming along.
Well, seeing as he has Blam and Cookies brought on, Blam brought on Cookies into the league, it would definitely make a great second for his team.
Yeah,
Sure.
I'm just really curious if the rest of the league's going to let it happen. And Thrifty does step in at the last second to try to at least stall that plan, bumping him up to 7. But yeah, having that team of Blam plus his good high-ranked friend seems like that could be just a recipe for disaster for the rest of the league.
And also, real quick, a fun fact about Cookies is that he does not like using the plural for mice of mice. He uses mouses.
Ah,
I
Mouse.
prefer
Oh.
Mises myself.
Yeah, overpaying for this guy.
Oh, he slides
Like
in.
Ooh,
mice
that's
and
a
Fun fact.
call. My Wing matching once again here. He really wants this Blam Cookie combo here. I'm wondering if Blam's kind of talking in his ear, saying like, "Hey, we got this." Or I'm always like, a lot of team owners will defer to their players once they pick them up, obviously, to get their opinion and who they want and everything. So I would not be
yeah.
surprised in the slightest if Blam was having a little say in this.
Oh, he's probably whispering in his ear. He's like, "Oh, get cookies, or at least drive the price up. And then if you don't get cookies, get jam 1B."
Sure.
You know.
Well, especially because Blam's going to be gone, for at least 1 or 2 weeks. He wants to have somebody that he's comfortable and confident with on his team that he can trust to hopefully get a win while he's gone.
Well, he's got
It looks like
cookies.
Wang does have Cookies, so he definitely has that friend combo going.
Does have $2 remaining here, so is now the second least amount of money left in the draft here, as we still see Wolf have that 1975 and Thrifty have that 1750.
Telling you, he's let all the good players pass him by.
I
He's let
think.
all the high ranks. I mean, I don't know what he's doing.
Well, I think he's doing the thing where, like, if you have a bunch of like kind of high but not fully top high, like a lot of them on one team, like that can be pretty powerful. Like some people can just play smart and take out the higher level people if they need to, if they're playing correctly. And I think that's what he's probably trying to rely on.
Ooh, Disenchanted coming up on the clock here for Thrifty at 0. Now, Disenchanted, last season you did have some ups and downs playing some characters, but it seems like you're really motivated to come back and improve this time around. How are you feeling so far? Like where you're gonna end up?
Man, don't pay too much for me. I'm down astronomically, as you can see.
But
Well,
see,
and
the difference is you got the motivation this time around, which I think adds a lot to, for me at least personally, I feel like that adds a lot to it if you can be someone that wants to learn and wants to improve.
for sure.
Nobody's supposed to know that.
I just want to bring up the fact that he's so confident in Jet, he put it in twice.
I,
I just want
would
to
you
play
say he's so?
Jet.
Yeah, I was
It's
gonna
not,
say, would you say
I
that's so
won't say it's
confident in Jet
confidence.
or less confidence in the other agents?
He's not quite as confident in Jet to put her as his number 2, but he's kind of sort of really confident with Jet.
Now, in all fairness, I believe Disenchanted, you at one point mentioned you were possibly just going to put Jet for all 4. So what was the difference maker there?
Well, it wasn't like blank responses, so I couldn't put Jet with Phantom, then Jet with Vandal, then Jet with Knives, then Jet with Op or whatever it is. Maybe it'd be a different order. So that kind of just ruined it.
We got to talk to 30 about that.
Yeah,
We can get him to
30
put that in there.
ruined Disenchanted's draft value. This is
Yeah, we can get
unheard
that
of.
in there next season.
Listen, you don't even need me to shoot. I'll be the distraction you need to kill everyone else on site.
You have him walk in front of the other immortal players, and then you have your diamond player behind in trade. And,
And if we
exactly
get
like
the
that strategy
kill,
we talked
we
about
should
earlier.
win the round. It's just as simple as that.
Looks like we do have Disenchanted going over to Zed so far, but Thrifty looks like he's trying to step in here. Type, see if he gets it in time. Oh, he does match just in time.
Yeah.
That's
And
a
actually,
good match, I think.
and it's very nice of you, Disenchanted, to message me this. But yeah. So a fun fact about Disenchanted is that he hates fairy tales. Love pockets, just pockets.
That's
Pockets.
100% true. So yeah,
You know
I
that
definitely messaged you that.
I have to be honest. I feel a little insulted. I've known you for years, and I never knew that fun fact about you. So
You know,
I didn't even know that fun fact about myself until I messaged Rakudo. So
Yeah.
yeah.
that gives me big Always Sunny in Philadelphia energy. You know, what is your hobby? Magnets. Okay, doing what with
Wild
magnets?
card
Just magnets.
bitches.
So Disenchanted's hobby is pockets. Is that
Yeah,
what we're
just
Mhm.
just pockets. Nothing to do with
Pockets.
pockets. Just pockets.
And hates
I can
fairy
see
tales.
it now. I can see it now. His pants having about 30 slots to put his phone.
other
Yeah. No,
valuables?
yeah. I
Well,
have 30 phones, so
welcome
I
to the
need
team.
30 pockets.
that
Yeah,
is Disenchanted
it's
going to
cool.
Zed.
This
$1.
seems like a chill team so far.
You're on a pretty stacked team, Disenchanted. That
Seems
looks
Yeah.
like
like
a
a very
strong team to
solid team
me.
so far.
And you know, it seems like from what we've heard, you've got Chris DPG. You know, you can play some games with and learn some things from, and respect and these things. Like you've got some great players that you can kind of take some things from too. So it looks like Team Z might be a team to fear right now. That does look like a pretty strong combo. As it looks like we're finally making a circle around back to Blabooer here. We still got that $13 left.
Yeah. And in all honesty, let's also thank 30 once again for putting this all together. And look at those lovely hands he's got going. It's just a beautiful hand.
Yeah, could you show us
Voted
both of those
best
hands, 30?
commissioner, season 1 and possibly season 2.
Oh
Oh.
my goodness.
Oh,
He
God.
actually
Goodness.
did.
Looks like you play piano.
And model
He is a
Looks
penis.
like my man has a fresh manicure.
past TOS.
Oh my
yeah.
god.
Look at that only hands cam.
I just want to mention I have the exact same mouse pad, and mine is just as dirty and white as his is.
Oh,
And it looks like we have
You can
Jameeb
see
up
it.
for bid now.
this is our final immortal player.
Well, now I think we're gonna test what everyone's been saying here to the, put what everyone's been saying here to the test with in terms of Mighty Wolf. We've got to see that money coming out if he's gonna get an immortal player here, or this could be the last chance to get that top ranked player.
Yeah, but also Thrifty has quite a bit of money to spend too. 1750.
Yeah, but he's also going to need another high player, probably within the diamond range if possible, or something like that, where there is a duelist. He needs another duelist at his high level if he wants to compete. If he gets, Jameeb.
Well, there's the only duelist left, I think, would actually be Super T,
Yeah, super.
who is a stellar pick. But geez, already up to $9 for Jamie B.
And it looks like the Mighty Wolf is going to go all in on this one if it takes it.
This is the hill he's willing to die on, looking like, or
Maybe,
willing to make Thrifty die on.
yeah, this could be one of those awkward points in the draft where if you've saved all of your money up, that you have to spend basically all of it to get a player, and so you end up overpaying potentially because we've got the situation between Mighty Wolf and Thrifty here.
Mhm.
So we'll have to see, because if he ends up getting, going for more than like the Blams, the Senpais of the world, that's I would say that would probably be unexpected coming in at the very least.
Well, $10 already up in the wacky senpai range. If it goes any further, they're paying more for him than our MVP from last season.
Yeah. And really, it's only because it's the last immortal, Not to say your shit to me, but sorry, I'm now a rude asshole.
No, it is an unknown immortal player.
Oh, Blab matches.
Blabber.
He's gonna at the
Oh.
very least force the Mighty Wolf to spend more money. Oh, and Thrifty also comes right back in.
Yeah. So we got 1025.
Yeah, a little fun fact about Jameeb is that he is a world-renowned basketball player.
Okay.
Hopefully we see him at Tokyo this upcoming summer then.
Yeah.
Be a fun expedition, but if he's that basketball level, is there going to be any playing time missed? He's going to have to participate with Team USA and everything.
Blam talking Jameeb up in Twitch chat. So I wonder if that's gonna influence the drafters at all.
Well, we did immediately see the bump up to 1050 after that message.
At least matching Senpai's price.
I think the issue of matching right away shows that he's really thirsty for it. I mean, they know, yes, he's thirsty for it, but whatever.
Do you think there's actual any merit to waiting and trying to like psych out the other team owners or anything?
Mm.
Do you think it
I
matters?
think
Goes right away at this
I
point because I
think.
feel. Oh, go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry.
Sorry.
If you wait until the very end to match, then if the other person is only in it to try and get you to spend more money and they are not actually looking to spend that money themselves, then they're less likely to go up in price.
Oh, there we go. We see the match senpai price going over to the Mighty Wolf, spending that big first amount of bit of money finally after his pickup of just Dan. But unfortunately, it looks like Jam's gonna also have to change the name to Dan since that team is only Dan's. But the price you got to pay sometimes.
Yeah.
Have they already decided on a team name? Because that sounds like Only Dans. You
Oh,
get the
there-
OnlyFans logo, but make it Dans. I mean, that's a team name right there.
It was definitely posted by the Mighty Wolf in the draft, so we'll have to see if he follows through on that. But it definitely is already in contention for a good name. But in all honesty, in the league, we've always had some pretty good names. That's one thing people have been pretty good at coming up with for the most part. Some bad names too.
Bottom fragging Reyna? Who is that?
Dreaded.
Dreaded.
Oh my god. Really, Heron? He's gonna pick me with $0? Like, come on.
Worth it.
He's just trying to get people to spend money.
Yeah.
At this point, he has
Yeah.
none to spend himself.
Yeah, he really is.
So
And it's definitely going to work too. I mean, at that point, Dreaded, obviously, we saw you last year being very good, and a lot of people talked good things about you. So it makes a lot of sense to try to get some more money out of people's pockets now if you're Heron, since that's kind of the only thing you can literally do at this point in the draft.
Yeah.
So especially if there's no more duelists, like Dreaded plays Brimstone like a duelist. Using and if he's the last one alive and you took your time getting to the site, you're probably not going to defuse that fucking spike.
I
It's
can
gonna
learn
get
lineups.
stalled out.
I know
yeah.
lineups.
Oh yeah.
Oh, as soon as you said that Brimstone like like a duelist, a couple people's ears definitely perked up in the chat.
Definitely
I
mixed
have way more
heroes.
practice as Omen though. Way more practice as Omen. Brim isn't as easy to take to a high level as Omen.
Yeah.
Far more versatile.
Hey, and
$6. Oh my god. I
nicely
think it
done.
went for like $4.50 last season.
You went for 5, right?
Yeah,
Did I
5.
go for 5? Wow.
You
We
and
both-
Rakuto both, yeah.
Yeah, we're both 5, and
It's
Chris
very
was 5,
split
5.
between us three.
So, am I
So
either going to what?
wasted. If you're in this situation as a team owner, how much money you putting into this? Because one of the last remaining, like you said, these top players and everything still, and still got some weird money situations going on and different discrepancies between the teams.
Well, definitely has to be taken in context as which team leader I'd be. At this point, being thrifty, I would definitely just try and stay on top of it. Because having Muffin and Smetty already a good team as a start, but definitely is going to need somebody to bring up the rear or lead from the front. And definitely having a Brimstone duelist is definitely going to be a great option there.
Or Omen duelist.
Or Omen duelist.
Yes.
Yeah. And also, while this is going, a fun fact about a Dreaded Canadian is that despite his name being Dreaded Canadian, he fucking lives in Texas.
Wow.
Y'all.
What a fraud.
Y'all paying too much for me.
Hey, y'all.
Join the club, Dreaded.
Honestly, Chris, I wish I could have gotten on your team. We were a great dynamic duo last season.
Dude, it was a lot of fun. Sova Kings was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with everyone.
Silver King was the best. Fuck Senpai.
I mean, we were a great team. It's just when you go up against Wacky and Senpai, what?
And they had Kaiser for like less than $1, which is bullshit.
I'm $7 right now. What is going on?
Well, good luck.
All right, wait, who's Jambi? How? Oh, you know what? Yeah, get me on Jambi's team. That's right. I'll go with Jambi's team. Yeah, that sounds good.
Does look like it might be playing out that way. We've only got a couple seconds left here. Does not seem to be anybody typing to come in for the steal.
All right.
Does look like it's
All
gonna be
right.
going to Mighty Wolf.
Despite the fact that I shit
is gonna
talked
have to
Wolf,
change his name.
I spent the last 30 minutes shit talking Wolf's plan, and look at you know, I'm on his team now. So
have fun
Easy beans.
on Only Dance.
Oh, And we're definitely know you're not going to hear the end of that.
Got Zed back on the clock. He's got under $5 left, and we still have Thrifty over there with 1750. So we'll have to see what kind of strategy he's gonna employ here going forward. But still quite a bit of good names left on the table. I'm a little surprised overall to not see people put some smaller names up though, and some of the lesser
And there's
people up.
Super T.
Yeah.
Ooh,
This is one we got to see Blab and Thrifty fight for. It has to happen.
yeah, and they're both going in right away. Is nice call there. Like I was saying, though, I'm just a little surprised not to see some people throw up some of the cheaper names to try to get some steals of their own for really cheap because people don't want to spend their money or anything yet. And as opposed to just kind of going for the most part top down through the order.
Well, the people with like not a lot of money are the ones throwing the big names, and they
You know
want other
Heron's
people to spend a
AFK.
lot.
You know Heron has left the chat.
Oh yeah, he's done.
Really?
No, he's in there. I think he's muted,
Okay.
but he's oh no, he's not muted. He's off doing his own thing right now. He can't
And-
do anything at all except put
And
a name
Thrifty
up.
and Blab are just throwing it down in chat right now.
So
Also-
okay, so those of us who are drafted, can we talk to our team drafters and tell them to cuck Heron out of all the rest of the players? I want a concerted effort to leave Heron with the lowest players possible.
I also just
The
want to
least
point out
amount of synergy.
60 viewers right now. Great job, everyone. Thanks for watching. Hope you're all enjoying this.
Love y'all.
And
But
just to
definitely
remind
to
you,
make it possible.
if you happen to have a Amazon Prime subscription, they're free with Amazon Prime. You can just drop a free sub. We're trying to get good with 30, all right?
Smash the bell on the icon.
You guys
Don't get to
really
drop
want
those
that.
bits.
You guys really want that face cam for the beginning of season 3, apparently.
We gotta get
Absolutely. I just went ahead and subscribed with Prime for that. We are definitely getting this face cam.
Boom.
Chaotic
Let's get this face cam.
subscribing.
yeah. Thank you to our 2 new subscribers.
Hey, and a little fun fact about Super T. I don't know why, but ape sex player don't pick me.
He's actually an NBA 2K 21 or something, whatever the game is, player now. And Super T is already up at $8.5. To be fair, this is the person who got 2 aces in one game last season, while playing Sova. So
What?
Goodness.
I didn't get any aces, and he got
Where's
2 in one
Sova?
game.
I don't think I had any aces. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
Was that
okay.
was that a stat? Did we track that stat?
We do not track aces. 30. Can
we-
you?
we
Can
can
you?
30.
Yeah.
Let's get on that.
Yeah, we'll have to go back through and count them
Yeah.
up.
And look at that,
Gifted
Zed
subs
coming in with the
everywhere.
gifted subs. My goodness.
Oh my gosh! Oh, one to me. Thank you very much.
You see now, but everyone that subscribed with their own, on their own accord right before he did that is now like kicking themselves for listening to you and not waiting another 30 seconds.
So, it looks like so far everyone is subscribed with Prime or has gifted. So it looks like so far the only person paying money is going to be Zedicus, and he is definitely getting us in there for that face cam.
30 with the magic fingers.
A
Oh,
hand
God.
cam.
Oh gosh. Yeah, thanks Mikaro, thanks Nips. And we have Super T going all the way up to $9.
It's crazy. I mean, they like Thrifty and Blab fucking need him. I think.
Yeah, Super T is one of those aimers that you hear so much about.
Yeah.
Able to just take out everyone on the team with just headshots. So it isn't. I don't think it's surprising, especially considering there are 2 teams left, really needing a fragger, and Super T is the last one, really, I think, that is providing it. If I'm not mistaken, let me take a look again. Yeah, he's the last one in Diamond up on board, and one of the last higher ranked duelist players.
Yeah, it seems like we might be seeing a pretty high price because of that, and looks like the bidding slowed down a little bit here. It's going to reach that 950 mark, though, and some people are typing. We'll have to see if that goes anywhere.
Yeah.
Ooh, does go up to the 975 here. We're getting really close again to that $10 mark.
We'll definitely see. It's gonna be, like I said, it's pretty important for those two teams. So all I know is
Question marks. What was that?
no. I just remember, like, we used to play a little bit in the Overwatch too, and he's still a good player there. Always pretty high up there too. Gamers are gamers, right?
Yeah, Super T has been good throughout Overwatch, Apex, and Valorant, and it looks like it's gonna go to Blab.
Apparently,
Nice.
So this leaves Thrifty with all the money in the world, but not a lot of high-ranked players left.
yeah. Who's the highest ranking player left? Is it me actually?
Let's
That's not a good thing.
Yep.
you, then Mikuro, and then Rakudo.
Look at that Canadian. My goodness.
Yeah,
Canadian rubles.
Oh, wow, big
A great
spender there.
Canadian
Thank you,
ruble
Canadian.
compared to the American
Alright.
dollar. My great Canadian ruble.
The Mighty Wolf back on the clock once again. He has finally pulled the trigger quite a bit these last couple rounds, so we'll have to see what he's planning on doing with putting Beyblade up on the clock here.
It does look like with those players he's already gotten, his team is off to a great start. Adding Beyblade up to that would be a wonderful addition, but we definitely got to see where he's going to go with this.
Okay, you gotta let it rip.
What? I let him rip? I
Like,
let it rip. I
let
bought
it
some
rip.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Beyblade, let it rip.
Oh,
Thank
Beyblade. Wait, we have a
you,
guy in this
thank
league
you.
called Beyblade?
I believe we're calling up, yeah, we're getting called a skip, but I believe Zed was the
Maybe-
one that put up Super T there.
Um,
If I remember right. Yep, he was. Okay, I just scrolled
Oh.
up there.
Karen
So
Cosmic
Beyblade is for
Chaos.
sure up then. We've got Sinister Beyblade up, and I don't know if anyone knows him from some other leagues, but he's been around in some other Baddy stuff before and everything. Has not been really around in the Valorant League, and I don't believe he was in the Overwatch League. I only was there for one season, so I couldn't
About
really tell you though.
CS:GO.
Yeah.
But he was Sinister Beyblade's a very good League of Legends player, at the very least. I can tell you that. The name Katarina one trick coming in.
That's good. Yeah,
So we'll have to see
little.
if he can take those strats over. I'm surprised to not see him play a little more aggressive champs because of that little play style, a little more Reyna Jet action or something. But
I mean,
I'm a big fan of the Breach, honestly. I feel like we don't have enough Breach players.
Yeah, the
think-
Breach main is, I think, highly underrated. I don't think there's a lot of people in this league that play Breach super well, but this might be one of them.
I think the crossover from League to Valorant kind of shows more in using more ability focused, which I'm a little worried that Reyna's their number 2, unless they play other FPSs quite often. Because Reyna is more of that CS:GO style character, just
Mhm.
going for frags, and then 2/3 of her abilities are after the frags happen. However, Breach is another one of those needing to use abilities in conjunction with your team and have synergy and coordination, which I
Mhm.
think a league player brings to the table.
There it goes.
And going to Thrifty looks like a good addition to that team. Still has a lot of money to play with for the rest of this draft.
Yeah, a little fun fact about Beyblade is that once attacked a turtle on accident.
So can I get a little more info? Is that possible, or is that
Nope.
just the limit of your
No
knowledge on
context.
it?
He
All right.
probably just let it rip.
It happens. Speaking of God, anyone play with those Beyblades when they were a kid? Like those were the coolest thing ever when I was a little kid.
I still
But
have
like
mine. Yeah.
I don't actually remember ever like playing like or like dueling people really. I just remember like spinning it a lot. Do people actually play those and like everything?
Oh yeah, I did.
I duel
Awesome.
against myself. I even
As-
had the dragon one from the show that would spin the other direction.
Oh
Yeah, you remember the I can't remember his name, the main bad guy. And it was
No,
like the dragon. It spun the other direction. It was so cool.
Yeah,
It's actually really weak though.
as a Jew though, I played a lot with tops. So
Oh, dreidels.
yeah.
I can't imagine those did very well against Beyblades.
Uh,
Unless it was a very swag dreidel.
It was. It,
I stand corrected then. My goodness.
it glow in
I'm
the
gonna-
dark too.
If he did it that much though, like he's got a lot of experience too. You can't forget about the experience that comes into it.
Yeah, I don't need to like
Oh,
spin
absolutely.
it like regularly. I do like the upside down spin where it gets on a little stem part. Like that's when you really fucking know you're a boss.
Oh, good.
Wank
Alright.
taking his sweet time here, deciding.
So, yeah, but I'm pretty sure Twitch chat wants to hear more about Beyblades and dreidels anyways. Then,
Yeah.
so it's fine.
Well, in all
Uh,
fairness, like you know, I definitely got all the money from Dreidel, so like it makes sense.
mm.
It's good
Jet
to know where
Rebel.
like the source of your power is coming from, though. That's really interesting.
Mhm. We
Is there
call
a
it
chance
Dreidel?
you
two
have
power.
spins in this game?
Can make that
Yeah.
one.
I know there's a few in League of Legends.
You ever do the in Valorant do like the 360 dapper spin for kills? Just
No.
to keep it going in Valorant.
I wish I did, but at the same time, like my mouse sensitivity is really fucking low. So like, if I was to spin and be like, hey,
Slap, slap,
Would
slap.
it sound exactly like that?
every time.
Well, if you ever have a killjoy on your team and they get the the what's it whatever it's called
Fembot.
disarmed whatever
But
no the
The
killjoy
lockdown.
yeah lockdown but what is it called when you like how many players were disarmed, is that what it is?
Oh, Kaiser
yeah.
up on the block, starting at nothing.
Oh,
We'll see what I go for. I'm already going for more than last year, I guess. But
Nicely done.
already at
Try
$1.
to get me back to 0. I appreciate it.
Hey.
I do appreciate the effort. I appreciate Heron trying to get me back on the gang too. It's not
Yeah,
meant to be, but
yeah. If y'all could just edit your messages to 0, that would be great. But looking like it's already up to 125, which is how much did you go for last season?
75 cents. Now with the playoffs and everything, I know it's a little unfair. I did end up with I think the 7th most kills in the league and everything, and I definitely think I outperformed 75 cents. But I'm a little
Oh yeah.
wary of going high as this even right now. To be
As
honest with you.
as someone who played against you, it was you were definitely more than a 75-cent player. But you are you are the highest remaining ranked. And there are some people trying to bully others out of their money, it looks like. So you
That's a
could
good
go
point.
for a
What
good
money?
amount.
They're all
Exactly.
broke.
They're
Exactly.
What
Trying-
money?
trying to turn them into true beggars.
Yeah. Other than
Thrifty has
30
his
or Thrifty, sorry,
way
there's nothing.
Yeah,
with
Thrifty
the-
could force someone else to spend more than is probably fair for me, and if Thrifty wants, he also with that money can just force whatever price he wants. So he's in a good spot at least with this one.
And looking at Thrifty right now, if he wants anybody, he can just bid 450 and then immediately they're his.
I'm a little confused that Thrifty isn't spending money though here.
Nah, I think two's already more than enough for me to be honest with you, but
Kaiser's actually he's currently what 12th or no 11th in the league. Sure, he's down to silver too, but his peak was plat too. I mean, I think he's worth more than $2 at the current state of the draft to me.
Oh yeah, especially with the money that Thrifty has, in
Yeah.
my opinion. But he's going for 2 to Wolf.
I appreciate the
and-
Hell yeah!
confidence from you
Hey,
guys.
welcome
I'll
to my
take it.
team.
And it does look like
Yes,
Wolf now
good thing.
is
That's
down
exactly what I
to.
want.
It does look like Wolf now is down to just 25 cents, which is not going to leave him a whole lot of purchasing power the rest of this draft. He's
Yeah, we don't
definitely
need
going to
But
need to play his 25 cents very well.
but Wolf already has a strong core of Jam, Dreaded, and Kaiser, which is
Well, and
think
he
it-
already has his team
it's-
name picked out of just
Yeah.
hands. So it's
Exactly.
just a matter of getting the logo, and you've got a team already. Doesn't
mean-
matter what the players are.
nothing will
I'm-
beat the core of last season's Wacky Senpai and Kaiser, but this is a really strong core as well, in my opinion.
Correct.
Yeah, so definitely a little fun fact. Thank you for messaging me this last year, Kaiser. But it's actually really interesting. Enjoys panda bears in a lovable way. Thank you for saying that.
And Rakudo is up on the
you.
block now.
I really hope I don't get on Thrifty's team.
Jesus.
Wow, we're shots
Wow.
fired. All right, put him on that
Well,
team.
Look at that. He's bidding for you, so it's probably going to happen. He could force the issue if he wanted to.
I know.
He could spend
he
450
could just
3 times.
immediately take you all he wants.
He can spend 450 3 times on anybody that he wants. He doesn't even have to go through any of this bidding, right?
Yeah.
He just spends 425, 450, and he
Yeah,
has
he
the
says
rest of
done.
his team. Yeah, no one can compete. So, which I'm
So
a little
Rakudo,
surprised he didn't do it with Kaiser.
yeah, it is a
Yeah, to do
surprise,
it with Rakudo.
but looking at the strategy, he was definitely just looking at rising the price of Kaiser.
But it only went to 2, which Kaiser was our highest ranked at the time of his bidding. And plays a good hero pool that would kind of level out with the rest of the team, in my opinion. So
Oh,
I just want to
absolutely,
mention
but
Yeah.
that
There's actually
I
a lot
don't
of.
think can wait. Oh, was it Thrifty's turn on the block?
no.
No, it was. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it was
Thrifty.
Thrifty. Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say I thought 30 messed up, but 30 doesn't mess up. He's perfect.
That's why he was voted best commissioner in his totally
Exactly.
democratic election.
He's
Yeah.
been voted best commissioner since I joined Overwatch League and when it first started. Okay.
Every single time I've
He's
been in the Baddy League, people have just on their own accord voted him as best commissioner.
He stands up and he just wins the debates. Like he's just
It's amazing. He's just the
he's
best.
amazing.
Blab trying to assemble the Weeb team here. As we
Vegas.
didn't really talk about it, but how's that Snupper Lumpish kind of went immediately for 425 there. Literally more than double what you guys were just talking on the conversation we were talking about for my price and everything. Pretty crazy
So-
that it just happened like so fast.
Yeah.
Actually, Snupper Lumpish is probably one of the better operators in the league and one of the better performing ones of last season.
I've
There
also
weren't-
gotten a lot better since then.
Ooh.
Thing.
Well, it just went by in a blink of an eye.
Oh,
I feel like we didn't even talk about it
on
here,
block
but
here.
Micro. Oh, Micro.
Oh.
Oh, we got Mick up on the block.
Are all the Sova Kings players going to be split this season?
Yeah,
Not
one
a
is
single one of us
well,
is with each other.
I mean, you're with Wolf, technically,
oh well. Oh yeah, I guess technically.
but they're not a player.
Thrifty coming in
Yeah,
with
the
the
money
big
will
bucks.
not play.
6.
Thrifty coming in just taking Mick.
Okay, so Snumper
Well-
Luscious. He's gonna get to play with him.
So 2 of the Sova Kings are together.
Yeah. At least
Actually,
I know
I'm-
he plays smokes, and I play Breach now. I play Breach and Sage.
You play Breach.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, I'll just turn off my monitor now. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but-
Expect to be flashed.
I
So
won't need it.
Mikuro
I'm
is
just gonna say this now to everybody on Team Thrifty. I'm so sorry. So
oh
sorry.
no, oh no.
so Mikuro is the which
Why
one-
is he bidding for 6?
Shade being thrown is
Yes.
unbelievable.
So
Well-
Mikuro will go to Thrifty, who Mikuro is
I think
that
in all
very
fairness,
unpredictable player.
before people just like straight up say it's a troll or anything, he does still have the most money in the draft, so he can still get whoever he wants for his last player
Right.
at the very
Um,
least. So it's probably not as big of a deal as it
No.
does appear on paper.
The troll is that he is asking Tizzy how much would she pay to be drafted for more than Mikuro.
Now, this has been the big question of if the Marriage Bowl is going to return this season or not. So we'll find out. But K4 now on the block.
Ooh,
Yeah. Though they
K4
also
Go
just
ahead.
to go back real quick. So like also the issue with what Thrifty's got going is that the top 12 players are not on his team.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oof.
That's why I was
Okay.
like, I really don't want to be on that team.
You just need to step up and be a top player, all right?
Oh,
yeah.
And although being fair, he doesn't have any of the top 12. He does have a good mix of people who are pretty well off for all themselves.
Yeah, so
And-
Wasted, when you see that, do you think that do you think that having the higher level of power or conglomerated at the top is more important, or do you actually think that more balanced team is more important? Because there's a lot of communication issues potentially starting out and everything with this, so there's a lot that goes into an actual team gameplay.
Absolutely no. Definitely looking at the balanced team is definitely going to be coming out a little bit higher, if you, in my opinion, simply because on those teams with the higher players, that higher player getting taken out early is a big detriment to the team as far as skill wise, and it will definitely destroy the team's ability to be able to capitalize on that round. Now, if a team has a high player and some other really good choices, less, of course, of a detriment, but even then considered losing your best player, having a best player, definitely is not one of the best ways to go.
We did see that.
You still need to fry against the players. You still have to kill the top players.
Right, but we saw that last season where Bland's team actually didn't make it to playoffs, and the money was heavily weighted towards buying Blam that season.
That's
Yeah,
true.
but they also had like it was one top player and that was it. Right now,
No,
most people have
they
two.
also had Super T. So
Oh, did they?
Super T just went for 975.
Hmm.
Definitely nothing to scoff at. Wait, I'm right in that, right? Yeah. It was Blam and Super T were on the same team.
How did I go for more than respect? Respect. What
Because
is
Zed got away with murder.
what loopy land is this?
Because you live in Texas, that's why.
Exactly. You know, I
Oh,
tipped my hat at him and he just walked right in.
Okay, so we got
I
K4
like
going to
that.
Zed for 325. This is I'm happy on this team. I'm not gonna lie. I'm, I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I'm happy with what just
I'm,
happened here.
I'm
How
right
does
there
it go
with
for
you, man.
Zed?
This is a pretty solid
Did he already
team.
update the money?
Yeah, Zed's got his pretty big core of 5 down, and the nice thing here is Zed can kind of just throw some wrenches in people's plans with that dollar at least still, so he's not hanging out with the $0 with his team built or like the 25 cents or anything. So we can still kind of play around with that money and kind of bully some people around a little bit with these remaining picks, excuse me.
So
Yeah.
K4 is actually a really good pickup, especially when
Ooh,
we're almost in the end game here. So
I think that's the
Zed
next.
really just got away with murder once again, in my
So
opinion.
Thrifty just straight out bought Vampy.
Yeah, the last highest rated player. I guess it makes sense. The seems like he has a pretty decent champ pool. Was referred by Senpai, who pretty much everyone in the league respects, and so coming from that, it's probably pretty good praise in and of itself. So definitely makes sense for him just to throw the remaining amount of his money at it.
yeah. I
Doesn't
think
he
it's
have
pretty
to
boring.
draft a seventh? Doesn't he need a seventh player? Is he just gonna
That's
throw
a
the
sixth.
final pick?
No, that's a sixth.
Oh,
He
never
can
mind, never mind.
he can't buy any
I'm
more.
thinking Overwatch.
So he's
I'm so
done.
used to Overwatch. I'm thinking you need a seventh player on the roster.
He'll buy 10 players.
Now, the interesting part now is that the Marriage Bowl is back on for season 2.
It is. Tizzy
Very
cannot be on
interesting.
Team Thrifty.
I cannot.
But you also can't be drafted for more money than Mikuro. So that sale, that part of the first battle has already been won by Mikuro.
I'm
So
in
hard
it.
to make up
I'm
for
in
it.
it for the long haul.
And so now we have Wolf on the clock here, who only has 25 cents to spare and has 2 slots that they need to fill. And so really the bidding battle is kind of in between Zed, Wing, and Blab, mainly between Wing and Blab.
Yeah, it might be a smarter idea to pick a lower rated player that he definitely wants for like filling out the roster, as opposed to trying to pick someone good. Because as soon as he picks anyone good, it's immediately going to go to one of either Thrifty or Blabber or Bloober.
But
Blobber.
I mean, from the get-go, Wolf kind of doesn't expect to be able to get whoever the next highest rated player is, who at this point I think is wasted, right? Um,
Uh,
and so if he's not really expecting to get them, he can at least make them spend their money to get back into having a chance to spend his
well, he
25
wants
cents.
Bark for free. Oh,
Yes, I'm
and he's
finally on
lost
the
it.
clock here.
Well, sorry, Bark. Guess we're not gonna. Yeah.
Well,
Ah,
Mighty Wolf
shucks.
can still match.
Oh, we can match as. Yeah, you're right.
See if he decides to do it here, if he was just trying to get something out of the way, so to speak. Don't see any typing, and I imagine if he was doing it, that would be a quick match, but Yeah, it does look like it's probably going to go over to Blabur here as he does finally pick up a third member of his team, and now we've still got 2 teams with only 2 members on it somehow, though.
Yeah, not too much money left in the pool here.
And it looks
That's
like
looking
I'm
a
on
little
30's
crazy.
team again.
Hey, congrats.
That is
It
actually
was
not a
Team
bad team to
the
get on.
friendship,
Too.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, 30 and Super T is a really strong core as well. And Bark is another one of those rare oppers in our league.
The Omen op.
You
It's underrated.
can teleport to weird spots and
It's
teleport
true.
away.
Gotta watch out for those off angles, man. I'll be there.
Don't worry, I will satchel charge in with a rocket. Or a shorty. Or a judge.
Don't be that guy.
Oh, with the
I'm
judge.
gonna
Not the
be
judge.
that guy. Every game I will be that guy in some way or another.
All right. Hey, Wasted, how you feeling with the rest of this draft? You know, looking at these 2 teams still having, $2 and $0 left with still 2 players left on their team.
Honestly, it looks like they're going to be left with whatever is left. Of course, Team Wang probably has a little bit more choice in the matter, but Heron, I don't see necessarily getting anybody he specifically wants.
We do see Anthrax going up here. Do have a Brimstone as a main agent, which I feel like is a perfect person to have as, one of your lower ones if they're going to be there, because that position you can kind of teach them pretty, where the smokes are going. You can kind of teach them entries and everything from one of your higher ranked players and everything. Personal opinion, I've always found the Brimstones and the Omens of the world to be the fastest learners, honestly, in my personal experience.
Oh, for sure. And if you honestly want to take a look at the rest of these players, you really just got to look at what their agent selection is going to be, and you want ones that are going to really complement to be able to buff or provide support for the rest of your team, as far as whether it be the higher ranked players or people who have a good little niche like our oppers or our omen mains.
He does like to sing the Backstreet Boys' greatest hit as well, so you might have some kicking jams while you're in your ranked games practicing together. You can't turn that down. 75 cents. 75 cents for some Backstreet Boys, like that seems like a steal to me.
What is the Backstreet Boys' greatest hit?
Oh God,
Can you tell me why?
Oh God.
Ain't nothing but a heartache.
Okay.
Tell me why?
Ain't nothing but a mistake.
So tell me
Uh,
why.
Yo,
I never wanna hear you say.
I
I
want
want
it
it
that
that
way.
I know.
We just got
Oh,
copyright strike.
that was my fault.
Oh man.
Watch it, that's not even Backstreet Boys, it's just some other band.
Oh, sorry that had to happen.
It really didn't.
Now in sync.
30 just gave us the
He's
no.
like,
That
yo,
was
yo,
definitely
copyright. They're gonna take all the money I just gave to the league, man.
Your
That's true.
sponsorship away.
Take all
Or-
the subscriptions
to the
away.
first-
Peace the
Bonus.
VOD.
According to the first link on Google of Backstreet Boys' greatest hits, "I Want It That Way" is only number 5. So
What?
What?
Mind
you,
But I
I-
googled it was number
So I
1.
clicked
What the
very
fuck?
First one, but
What the fuck? Tell me why.
Tell Google's wrong. Tell Google that they're wrong.
that honor goes to everybody. Backstreet's back.
Alright.
All right.
That makes sense. No, no one was hyped for Backstreet to be back.
Alright.
In the
All right.
street.
Wow, this bidding's getting kind of high for Anthrax.
They
Well-
want the Backstreet Boys.
I think the you guys is all chiming in and everything definitely added to the hype of Anthrax, and for obvious reasons. Like it just makes sense.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be.
Does
I
it
wouldn't.
though?
Just works.
Of course, like yeah, exactly. Disenchanted. See, that's a man who gets it. It just works. SBC looks like the bidding has finally slowed down, and my wing is actually still going to match that 150 there.
My Wang is going deep on Interact right now.
He's getting deep on the backstreet boys.
Are you old enough to say that?
I'm 20 years old. What are you talking about?
Just making
Only
sure.
20?
I'm
I
old
thought you
enough.
were like
I'm old enough to drink in
with two
Canada.
children.
Whoa.
I just can't drink here in the land of the free because for some reason it's 21.
Not very
Yeah.
free.
Here I was thinking I
Exactly.
was the youngest person at the desk.
No. Apparently not.
Oh God, is this gonna go up to 175 here? This
175
match, it looks like he's potentially willing to match all the way up to the last $2 here. If I'm Blabuer, I think I like. Do you think he's trying to get him to spend the $2 here? Do you think My Wang's trying some high level gameplay here? Guess we'll find out.
Stay tuned.
I would. Okay, he's gonna match.
Oh,
I was
there it is.
really excited to see if he just decided. Like he was like, oh, I wasn't even interested. Just one of those big brain plays.
Yeah, I don't know.
Beluga could screw him here though. If he forces him to take it at $2, he's down to Heron. He's down to nothing.
Oh, he's gonna do
no,
it.
he
There
won't.
he goes. Blab takes him.
Lab picking up.
Team Wang now does have the most money remaining after this pickup, assuming this goes through here, which it will, obviously, as he's the only person that can afford that money. So Wang now is the big spender here with $2 remaining.
Got 2 Wangs.
Yeah, we've still got some, kind of these mixes of players, and like Wasted mentioned, maybe now's the time to try to really be looking at what people are playing and how that more so than just like things like their rank, especially because a lot of these players remaining, looking at the sheet, are not season 1 veterans. So there is a lot of unknown, I have to imagine, for a lot of these. So I would like to see if we can go to that Wasted strategy here that we've got.
Yeah, absolutely. Because even excuse me, even if you can't look at a player based off of their skill because you don't know, have never played with them and don't know anybody who knows them, looking at the characters that they play can definitely tell you if you want them or not based on how well they can either support your team or if you think that they have the possibility to frag out based on the characters that they're going to bring to the table.
Oh, Heron disappointed that he cannot get another member of the Senpais Kohais back on that team.
Can we just talk about the fact that Cuban Pete has gone from gold 1 to bronze 1?
Oh,
I
goodness.
don't mean to
Other
throw
people.
shade, but I didn't realize there was people. What is it like to play in bronze 1?
Awful.
I'm genuinely
It's
kind of
horrible.
curious.
It is
I-
horrendous.
Awful.
I
'Cause
lose
bronze
dual
3
fights
is
to people
hot.
who crouch walk around corners because I shoot above their head. That's what it's like.
Everyone uses the judge.
Oh, really? I should get in on a Smurf account. Well, no, but then that's against
No,
TOS.
like you-
with Bro.
No, see, that's what
Right.
I'm saying is it's
That's the
bronze
whole
hell
issue.
because
want it.
every third person in bronze is a Smurf, and that's the
If it's-
problem.
If
It's
it
the
makes you
same with
feel better,
plat.
though,
Oh.
I've literally seen Tens lose a game in bronze because people were just doing things and he was just like, "What's going on?" So I don't recommend you actually go down there.
Okay.
That's it's like trying to mud wrestle in when you're used to like fighting in a ring.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you
When
often
everything
You think you have a
nice and
strat and the guy
wrestle?
throws mud in your eyes?
Basically, that's bronze is where everyone's
Flying
fighting in the
judge
mud
around the
and
corner?
you're used to being on a nice, clean surface.
You
Walk
But
jiggle
around the
that
peek your
is where the
angle.
12-year-olds live, is in bronze. So
God. Sold. Okay, $1 for Cuban Pete to Wang. So my Wang is gonna get Cuban Pete.
And now we
Okay.
do have a situation where we've got the potential for, when Zed or Wang are picking, for them to guarantee their own selection, since they
Yeah,
both have the same amount of money left.
And Heron is on the clock, who probably will not be allowed to have whoever he wants.
Yeah, you might as well just take the bottom player now, anyways. You might as well just get Ryu. Ryu?
See, but it's
Ryu?
also important, like, to note the agent pool, right? So if the bottom 3 have agents that work well with Wacky and Senpai, you might not want to let them have them because Wacky and Senpai can help make these players better, right? And if they're already naturally playing the characters that help support them, that could be a bad idea.
So he's going for Master Splinter here. Silver 1 Peak, Bronze 2 Current, Omen Brim, Breach Phoenix.
Master Splinter is someone who mostly comes from the League of Legends scene as well. He's very
Mm.
smart and very theoretical in a lot of like how he thinks about stuff, and also like with his aggression and everything. So I feel like if you got him on a good team with some people that are good leaders or a good shot caller, I feel like Master Splinter is a perfect pickup to try to get for just a little bit of money here.
He's also
Right.
stating that he's not going to be able to play for 2 weeks out of the season.
That's true.
July
The f-
13th. That's close to playoffs. That's because this league finishes very beginning of August or very end of July. It's in the master sheet. I just haven't checked yet.
I believe
Uh,
it's very beginning of August.
yeah.
Oh man,
So
that just made me realize that we're gonna be having a game on my birthday.
important thing to note, by the way, both Ryu and Rowdy Boy or Bunny Prince, they are very new to competitive. Like they just placed, I think, for the first time. So Valorant, we all know the rank system is not perfect. And
What?
so
No.
so
No.
they're actually probably not even at their real ranks right now. That's
Yeah, and that's
something to
kind
note.
of that's kind of the thing. Like, do you think there's any strategy to trying to find those like diamonds in the rough, or is it kind of just you hope you get lucky
Oh,
when you don't really know them?
especially here at the end when no one has any money to do anything. It's important to know if you're getting a diamond in the rough. And I think Heron really did just get a diamond in the rough with Master Splinter for free.
I think Master Splinter, for the fact that Heron has no money, he should be getting the lowest of the low players here. But
Oh, all
to get
right.
Master
But
Splinter is kind of a steal.
It's hard to know.
hard to
Oh,
say.
and
All
there we
right.
go.
Chris, I'm on your team.
Hello, welcome.
What
This
up?
is looking to be a really good team.
The dream is dead.
We
The
don't get
Odin
our
dream is dead.
Odin team. It couldn't happen this
Thank
time.
the rest of the league. Thanks all the draft owners for that.
No, I wanted to force everyone to walk through 1,500 bullets around to try and get on site.
Sag.
1,500. Oh god.
You wouldn't even see us. We'd just be shooting through walls. Cypher cams and Sova arrows to scan you. It would have been beautiful.
Yeah, I feel like if I ever was against you and we got the map Ascent, I feel like I'm just being like, oh, sorry, I can't play that week. just not,
It's all right.
I'm
You get
just
one
not
view in the
interested.
final, right?
Yeah, I'm just not interested in that. Oh god, every time I walk across an Odin, I'm just even if you
Yeah.
win, it just doesn't feel good. It just doesn't feel good.
I know y'all had fun against our Ascent plays. I know.
I loved it.
I love Ascent as a map. Ascent is a phenomenal map as an Omen player.
Ascent's the best map in this fucking
Yeah.
game. There's so many maps that shit though.
So we have Kid Chaotic on the clock. Blab putting up 75 cents, and the only one who can outbid that is Wang.
I think he's definitely underrated. I know he just got into gold. He's a great kind of solo push into a site by himself and cause some chaos. So he could be a great pickup.
Oh, a fellow Yoru player. I think the only one in the league, right?
Oh yes.
I'll have to see if people are intimidated by that Yoru or not, though,
He
moving
is
forward.
Nope.
also
Active
a
locket as well.
weeb.
Whoa.
I mean,
Oh,
who
there's a
isn't in
setup
this
coming.
league? Come on.
Mm,
So
That's
Blab
like
picks up
saying
his
he's
fifth.
also an alcoholic. Who isn't in this league?
Hey, let me finish my drink.
Yeah, let's get those skill shots going.
Oh
So Blab
no.
picks up his fifth, and it's actually looking to be a pretty good team with Bark and 30 having some previous energy, and Super T being a pretty good fragger, 30 as well. And then
Chaotic was on our team as well earlier.
yes.
earlier,
Yeah, he played
Yeah, last
about I
season.
think half the season last
okay.
season.
So there's already some synergy there with I think Inthrax is a newcomer, um, and Super T being a good duelist to help balance it out.
We see Wang on the clock here with the only real remaining money, that little measly quarter from the Mighty Wolf. But we'll see if he just picks someone that he guarantee wants himself here then. But either way, he definitely can probably force someone for 0 if he wants to go low too, even. Tuna sub,
Sub's not a not a bad
another
pickup for the
That is a
remaining.
good pick. Yeah.
And yeah, he's a player from the Smash League. If anyone's been around there, he's been around in the baddie scene for quite a while. His first peruse into the Valorant scene, it seems like. So really interested in seeing how he performs. But he's always been a great person to be around and everything. So I imagine he'd be a great teammate, and pick up for effectively free would be just great for my wing here.
I think Tunisub really does help complement um, the agent pool that they've already got going on. Having a breach player like that flasher is really good for players like Blam and Cookies. So those duelists that really need someone to just kind of kick things off for them, that's a really good pickup, especially for free.
Ah, yes, we do need more fun facts. Thank you, J.D.
I missed a lot of people. Should I go back to everyone?
We're very far behind. Yeah.
Go to
We got a
rapid fire it.
backlog.
I'll rapid fire it. Do you mean rapid
All
fire it?
right, do a
Do
quick.
it.
All right, so you got to call it the name sub. We'll start with Tuna Sub. All right, a fun fact about him is that he has never had a fucking Tuna Sub. What a weirdo. Whatever. Next
Kid
one.
Chaotic.
Kid Chaotic, he's a fucking Western shooter McFucker, and he just like uses his guns to go pow, 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 and then one time he actually shot someone else's hand off, and it was really fucking terrible. Holy shit. Anyway, next one.
Wow.
Wasted PJ.
Wasted.
He has been a part of some training sessions with the FBI HRT, Hostage Rescue Team. Played a hostage. That's all I can say.
Master Splinter.
Really hates turtles. What an asshole.
Isn't that the opposite?
Yeah.
Master Splinter was the father. Okay.
Yeah, it's bad.
Did we get
All
Van
right.
Worm?
Cuban Pete.
Cuban Pete. Neither Cuban nor is the name Pete. He also speaks French.
Anthrax.
Sorry, the name's cut out. What? One more time?
Anthrax.
Really hates diseases so much that he's just like, this is bullshit, and he just quits and leaves and walks away.
What situation would that happen?
What?
Don't judge. Next person.
Vampy
Nope.
Worm. Oh, Bark. Sorry, I skipped one.
No, Anthrax was sings the Backstreet Boys' greatest hits.
Ah. What about Bark? Did we
No,
get Bark?
Bark, man, that guy hates when dogs piss on him. That's the sad thing about being a tree.
I hate it.
Bjork.
Vampy Worm.
Actually, really likes vampiric worms for some reason. He just it's all about it, you know. It was bites you, turn into a worm. It's fucking weird, but it's
Okay. So we have free fee going to Wang's team here. The fifth player there for 25 cents. What's your little fact about them? I know this is a newcomer, right?
yeah. One saw a squirrel, ran away.
Oh.
All right. I mean, that's impressive. Seeing one squirrel in your life, that's
And he ran away
only
from it.
one?
It's
And he
pretty
ran away like a
intimidating.
singular.
Yeah, squirrels are pretty intimidating.
Did we get K4?
No, K4.
Likes coffee, hates K-cups. It's weird. It's in his name.
Did you get Mikuro?
Mikuro, his catchphrase is "get good," and maybe one day he'll actually follow his own advice. Mic drop.
Oh my god!
I'm pretty sure he said that.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure he said that.
There may be someone else who said that.
Oh.
It may be me.
Yeah.
Then you, Rakudo. I think you're almost caught up.
You sure there's not more?
Oh, there's Kaiser too.
Kaiser.
I think he did mine. Don't worry. That was the last one he did, I think.
Okay.
My panda bears.
No one.
Kudo.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. No one did
Panda
me,
bears,
and I mean, I'm not gonna do me, so fuck it.
That's
You
fair.
wouldn't do yourself. That's
So Heron is getting Bunny Prince, which might be a little clash of roles there. I know that they play the Sova a lot, and Wacky has been playing the Sova predominantly.
you see that comment, and at least coming from my perspective, that's a nice comment to read. If they, especially if they truly mean it, I feel like a lot of people, and there's nothing wrong with it. But I feel like a lot of people kind of come in here and they're just playing only on that Tuesday or only once in a while, and there's nothing wrong with that. And we're having a fun league with friends and everything. But when you see that as a team owner, you're like, okay, if I've got someone that's good at teaching, then maybe we can make something out of this.
Right. And I do see them on almost every day playing, if not every day. So they are putting in the work to actually get better at the game. I also did tell them that I would give them some of my lineups. So
Ooh.
So you're gonna give him all the lineups, but just ever so slightly off, right? So all of his arrows just miss as an embarrassment.
No, I wouldn't do that.
No, come on.
Right
Right.
before an important
Better
match,
not
he's
try
gonna
and use them against me. I fucking know all of them.
on the roof.
Yeah, so this is actually a friend of mine, JD, a really nice guy. You know, I definitely see he hasn't been improving quite a bit. So like, for me, I think he's a pretty good person to get if anyone could pay money for it.
You know, I actually think we don't put enough value on personality in these, because being a let's say a nice person and not being toxic or tilting is actually huge for the rest
Agreed.
of the team.
A little fun fact about him is that it says, "Ask me what Kanye West's favorite tacos are." So I swear to God, every fucking match, everyone needs to ask him what Kanye West's favorite tacos are.
Okay, so
That's a first for me, seeing a fun fact be a question, or being like you have to actually question them further about. Most of the time I've been asking you and you've been telling me no, so I don't know what to do now.
Well,
that was their comment.
Yeah, it's they're telling me they're fun facts. It's not what I deem. How dare you, Kaiser?
Kanye West like fish sticks.
Oh no.
Well, you got to ask him every match.
So Tizzy goes to my
So maybe
way.
it's
How do you feel about being on that team,
Fish
Tizzy?
sticks.
No fucking clue.
Well,
you've got Blam with that cookies combo though. That
We'll
Tizzy,
see.
seems like a pretty strong combo.
since we had like the switch of
He
the
gets a player for free though. He's
Yeah,
gonna
it
have
ends
money
up-
left over, I guess.
Yep, ends up not being able to spend all of his money, which does obviously happen sometime. But that does leave Mighty Wolf in the position of getting the last remaining player that he so desires.
Let's hear that fun fact about Tizzy while we're waiting.
Sure. Yeah. So Tizzy, I'm sorry. Tizzy once farted her hiccups away.
What?
What?
When?
Like I said, I talked to
Don't you remember
that time you sent me that when maybe someone else sent me that.
Oh, yeah, that time.
Mikro's logging onto her computer.
I'm sitting at my computer 5 feet away from him.
Not always though.
Well, you can punch him now.
True.
Did you just advocate for domestic violence, Rakudo?
There's nothing
I'm gonna have
wrong
to get you
with that,
suspended from the
okay?
league.
This is the Baddy League.
Oh my lord! What?
Gee, yeah, they take this
just
match
saying.
seriously apparently.
It's a
Saying
loving
the Battle
punch.
League does not
Please, yeah,
condone
please
domestic
not.
violence.
Yeah, Betty League definitely does not suggest that.
I see scrolling through messages. What's going on?
As the caster, no, I'm kidding.
He's currently reading through. What are they looking for?
He wants people to see
Wow,
those
that's
hands in
fun, man.
action a little bit more before we close off this draft night.
What did Blab say?
Chaotic?
Okay.
Yeah, chaotic.
Did Chaotic even
Uh,
go?
Yes, he did. He
Yeah,
went
Chaotic
to.
went for 75 cents, I thought, to Blab. Yeah,
Mm.
according to the chat, it is because he went. Mighty Wolf was the one that put him on the clock, and then Blab put 75 cents for him, and then Tuna Sub was next from my wing.
Yep.
And
75.
sorry to go back, but you know, well, like I didn't really want to give myself a fun fact because I messaged you guys a fun fact. Do you have a fun fact for me? The one I messaged you guys.
Fun fact: Rakudo once wrestled a micro pig and lost because it
Wow.
was too cute.
That's fair. I
Awesome.
don't know if I'd be able to like get myself to wrestle and win against a little teacup pig.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with it.
Additional fact: the pig's name was Bacon.
Yeah, Bacon was pretty tough to deal with. Too cute.
Who looks like, yeah, we do have the final member going or sold over to Blabooer here with that Awoken Dre pick, and it does seem like the Mighty Wolf has called his last person out to the team. Nope. I'm moving past. I'm moving past it.
You walked right into it. You walked right into it.
Somebody, please.
Moving right past it.
Hit him with the got him.
Do you have Herod on the clock to see if he's gonna try to get someone for himself for that? But it does seem like it doesn't really matter since we do know who Mighty Wolf is, or Mighty Wolf knows who he's gonna pick, and he does have the selection there. So the last two members will go over to Heron as we finally round out this draft here. But since we finally see these teams coming into action, do we have some early predictions coming on here or anything as we finish off this draft?
My team's looking pretty good. We're gonna at least have fun.
I'm gonna be honest. I think Team Thrifty gonna make playoffs at least.
I definitely
Weren't you
see.
right when you got drafted saying that you weren't.
I changed my opinion. I have some insider information.
I
definitely
genuinely see
think-
this being either very well balanced or extremely tilted towards 3 teams.
See, like, I think that this is a really balanced draft, which is why one team is going to completely dominate the league. Because to me, it looks like it's balanced, and I know I'm wrong. It's going to be just a stomp fest. Going to
Someone's
win
gonna
every game, not go down a single map.
Yeah, every time you think it's balanced, it's not.
I mean, I hope we at least have a good storyline. Is the script prepared? Do we have that yet?
Mhm.
Okay, good. I assume all these drafts went according to script, just like the upset of having Wacky and Senpai on the same team was
Absolutely.
according to script.
Yeah, that was to
Massive
set up
upset
that was to
this
set up
year.
the big evil villain for the year again. You know.
Exactly.
I just want to mention how my prediction earlier about Heron getting cucked. Thank you, draft teams, for making it happen, because he literally got the 4th worst, 3rd worst, 2nd worst, and worst player in the league as far as ratings go. Obviously,
I don't
we don't know what
agree.
they're
I
going
don't
to be.
agree
But
with that. I don't agree with you saying
he did. Master Sprinter, Bunny Prince, Active, Locket, and Ryu. That's literally from
I
34 to 37.
I think everything silver and down is too much of a wild card to say that the bottom few ranked are the worst players.
Agreed.
Agree with that.
True.
You got these last
I
three
don't like
fun
that line of
facts?
thinking. I think if you go by that, then everything is set in stone, and whoever just gets the highest amount of people ranked from like whatever, like the highest average of ranks, then you're better off, which we all know is not true.
All right.
There's
Hey,
a lot
Rakudo, do
more.
you wanna give us our last 3 fun facts before we send it on off to 30 for some closing thoughts as we finally lose the hand cam as the draft is finalized?
Absolutely. So,
Effie scam.
Ryu is actually pronounced as Rakudo. Thank you. You're welcome. Yep. Active Locket. He's a really nice guy. He actually enjoys Play-Doh up and around his computer. He uses it as a monitor, kind of. You know, the little outskirts of it. Who's the other one?
Legacies.
Oh yeah, dude, that guy. Big Wang.
Actually,
huge.
we have in the chat Kid
Huge.
Chaotic and Legacies are cousins.
They are.
Both Big Wangs. It runs in the family.
And then, do you have one for the Bunny Prince? Did we get that one?
Bunny Prince, probably one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, or girl, I don't know who, but probably one of the nicest people you'll ever meet ever. 100% landslide, nothing tops it.
I assume a guy from Prince. Also, I know them. One of the nicest dudes you will know. I can't
See?
confirm.
All right. Well, that has been a fun, successful draft. Thanks all my casters here for joining me and on this nice 2-hour adventure here. But 30, do you have any final thoughts for us before we close out this successful night?
Hello. Yeah. So week 1 starts next Tuesday, June 15th, 7 p.m. Central, same channel. Teams have some homework though before next week. Teams need to submit a team name, a team logo, and a team captain before Sunday at midnight. So please do that as soon as possible. Sooner the better. And yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in.
So I'm not
everyone,
getting
you
a call out?
explain
No
this,
shout out?
what
You're
it
not going to
is.
read subs? Come on.
I mean, there's a lot of subs. Thank you everyone for subbing and donating. Dreaded especially. He's a swaggy boy. He takes ferries to islands and
There
shit.
we go.
There we go.
So there you go. But yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in, and see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
I'll get fucked.
Oh no.
Thank you for the sub, by the way, Dreaded. I think I was gone.
Oh, no problem.
We
Stream's
still.
still on and everyone's hearing it.
I think we are
I
live right
think we're
now.
still.
We
live,
are
right?
still live.
Maybe.
Oh, we got the 30.
There he
Well,
goes.
Ready, Cam.
30.
Little extra
at that
treat for the viewers
mustache.
who stuck around. Every